Alright guys, it's time to talk about RUNE on the channel once again, or Thorchain as it's known. And the last time we looked at this, guys, we were getting this green candle on the 3rd of February. And since then we've had a little bit of a pullback, guys, but not too severe. RUNE is actually pretty stable at the moment. And you can see that today on a daily time frame, guys, we were trying to break through this about $1.45. And so far, this has proven to be a little bit of resistance here. Now, this is a weekly time frame resistance. It would have been great if we closed last night above it, because we just started a new week actually today. But you know, we're getting a nice green candle today, and let's see. By the end of the day, maybe this can push through it. Maybe not. We'll see. But let's look at this on a weekly candle time frame. So we have been going down pretty heavily for 5 weeks, guys. So this is the start of the first green candle. Now keep in mind, we still have like almost 6 full days still at the moment for this candle to close. So still plenty of time, guys. But yeah, this would be a start, I think. I do believe RUNE will curve up to the upside. Now, the reason why we're getting this green candle, guys, is basically Thorchain updated the protocol today, I guess. And here it said they were permanently retiring the Mimir key to pause functionality with the release of the version 3.2.0 on February 10th. So basically, you can read this, you know, yourself. You can pause the video if you want. But basically, this is probably why we're getting, you know, this green candle today. So I think that is probably progress. Now, I don't really know what all that means, this Mimir key or whatever. I am not an expert in that field, guys. But, you know, to have a candle like this where, you know, it's already surged to the upside. Oh, it's like, what, from bottom, it was $1.23 up to the top at $1.48. So yeah, that's a, you know, 25-cent move. That's quite a big move, you know, when you're talking about something that's a $1.40 at the moment. So anyways, you know, RUNE still has a long way to go, guys. I'm not saying that it's you know, out of the woods yet. And basically, if we go back on a daily time frame, let's see, we can draw a trend line from up here at the top. Just kind of connect the dots really here. So yeah, let's just put this right here. I think this is the best place for it. We do have a touch point here, an attempted breakout, fail. We touched here a couple times, maybe a few times here. Yeah, at least a couple times. We touched here, probably a couple times, and every time we fail. So anyways, I do believe this is probably the bottom for RUNE personally. You know, now it's just, we have to see what happens with this bankruptcy. I don't believe RUNE will go up very fast, guys. It may stay stable down here around this area and kind of consolidate for a bit. But I don't believe, you know, RUNE will go under $1 and stay there. You know, it hit, what, 95 cents at its low on this drop here. And, yeah, I mean, if you picked it up down there, great. I picked up some at $1 and I sold $1.19. But I still have some RUNE, actually, personally. And I did get my wife a little bit of RUNE, as well. So, anyways, I still think this is an excellent project. Let's take a look at the RSI, by the way. I just want to see how powerful this move could be. Now, I am looking at it on a daily time frame right now, and it's pretty low in the RSI and coming up, guys. Now, on the Stoch, it's coming up too, so that's actually a good signal. Let's go to the weekly now. Okay, wow, oversold. Almost oversold in RSI too, but yeah, I do believe this is going to start curving to the upside, and actually the RSI has started slightly to curve upwards. So, daily, weekly, perfect. Now the monthly, it's not going to move as fast, guys. It is still pointed to the downside, actually. So not so great in the monthly, but it is actually oversold here on the Stoch RSI. So it's running out of sellers, guys. So in my opinion, still the Stoch RSI in the monthly is fine, even though it's pointed to the downside. It's very low. So let's go to the lower time frames. Let's see what this might do. Now it is overbought basically on the Stochc RSI here, so not so good, and it is pointed to the downside in the RSI here. Now on an hourly time frame, let's take a look. Yeah, pointed to the downside here pretty heavily on the Stochc, and just slightly really to the downside here in the RSI. Now on the 15-minute time frame, which is a very low time frame, okay, it's oversold basically on the Stochc RSI, and pointed to the downside in the RSI. But overall, guys, okay, here's what I get from this. Now, the lower time frames, not so good. The 15-minute, the 1 hour, 4 hour, not so good. I mean, yeah, it's probably going to cool down, and we're probably starting to see this a little bit. As you see, it's kind of trending down here. Now, higher term time frames, guys, it looks pretty good. I do believe this will start to work its way up now. And yeah, let's see what happens. Basically, let's take a look at RUNE here on CoinGecko, the tokenomics and things. Now, there is only a 500 million max supply, guys. Circulating is only 352 million of this. Now, they do owe the creditors like 200 million. Now, I have also talked about this on previous videos. I think they'll probably come to a deal with the creditors and maybe give them some of this supply. And that will probably push off the bankruptcy for a while. That is just my theory. Now, I don't even know if they can do that, and I've said that before. Maybe it's not possible, but I'm sure they're going to come to a deal. So that's why I have picked up some of this. It is a big risk, but like I said, I have a little bit, guys. And, I want to get maybe a little bit more because, yeah, I know this is a risk. But anyways, all-time high, guys, it's, 93% away, almost $21. So, yeah, I mean, if it can, stabilize, get out of bankruptcy, then, yeah, I do believe this could easily go back to $20. So let's see what happens. Now, let's go to Bitcoin here. Basically, I just put this box here a few days ago just to show people nothing has happened. We're still consolidating. We're pretty much in the middle of the box. We are getting a little bit of a green candle today, which I said this is the weekly time frame, and it just started today. Basically, I could put this on the daily, and it's still the same candle here. Now, what's really amazing, guys, is we had like 4 days within about $100 of closing, each day. It's insane. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. I have seen a weekend where I think it was a Saturday and Sunday before it went sideways like this, but that was only for a weekend, not for 4 days. That's quite a lot. So anyways, we got our first green candle barely yesterday, the first in like 5 days or 6 days if you want to count this day. And today we're starting to push through, this $97,000 barrier right here on a weekly time frame. So as long as we close a weekly candle above this, by next Sunday night when we close, good. I think we're going to start rounding it out here. It's starting to make like a little cup basically. I do believe it's going to go back to the upside here shortly. Now, Ethereum, this is kind of funny, guys. I'm still hanging my hopes on this, inverse head and shoulders. And is my squiggly line going to hold this up? Now, this is nothing technical. These blue lines are just to illustrate inverse head and shoulders. But yeah, I'm just, I'm kind of joking with you that maybe this line will hold it up and push it up. Is this an inverse head and shoulders still, even with this wick all the way down here? Now, it wasn't a closing candle, basis that, that closed. So, yeah, I mean, the close was all the way up here. It's still, above the head. So, I think this could still be an inverse head and shoulders. But, yeah, maybe I'm wrong. But the target, guys, is all the way up here at like 5,400. Now, it depends where you want to kind of measure this. As, I would say this line right here is pretty much the neckline, so that's where I measured it this time. Now on my other PC, I measured it all the way up to about $6,000, but I think I took it from like right here. So yeah, just depends where you measure it, but to be conservative, 5,400 is the target if this is still, an inverse head and shoulders. Now, The market cap, basically it looks like it broke out, retested the trend line, and now it's kind of getting the bounce. So we got to get above 3.19 trillion, and you know, we're sitting at about 3.13, kind of going sideways, you know, the last few 4-hour candles. Now the total market cap excluding Bitcoin, guys, pretty much the same thing. It did retest down here, but it is slightly more trending upwards, you know, and that's because I think the dominance is kind of going down here. Now I have redone this, and it looks like it is a flag for the dominance, guys. So yeah, this is more a bullish pattern than anything, because I think the odds are about 70% to the upside and 30% to the downside. Now that target would take us up to about 63.8 if it breaks to the upside, which is, you know, I guess the bullish side. You know, but really it's bearish for altcoin holders. But if it breaks to the downside, guys, which, you know, altcoin holders want, it'll take us below this trend line, really. And this is a long-term trend line. We can go back. You can see now it did break down a little bit, but yeah, for the most part, it rode this trend line up. And yeah, so it could break down below this trend line, and it would go all the way down to about 59.44%, which would be massive. That would be thousands of dollars back in my pocket if it can go down, you know, that far. So if we take a look at the liquidation heat map, guys, let me put this on 24-hour real quick. 241 million have been wrecked, which is not too much, guys. That's pretty tame. Now if we take a look at the quarterly returns and the monthly returns and things, guys, we're getting a little bit better here. Only minus 4.86% in February. Now for the quarter, still up almost 4%, so that's not too bad. Ethereum, though, still way down. That looks really ugly, unfortunately. So now altcoin season index earlier today was a 47. Let me see if I can update this. Okay, so it looks like it's a 45 now again. Earlier today I did see it at 47, like I said. And anyways, you know, let's see. We got to get back above these peaks, where I always theorized, you know, once we got above it, that we would pretty much maintain that. Now we have dipped under it a few times, as you can see, but it was for very brief moments. So now, fear and greed, a little bit worse than yesterday. I am a little bit surprised to see that it's, you know, worse. I thought it would be, you know, maybe slightly better because we had 4 days of sideways action. So I thought, hey, maybe people would start to, you know, get a little bit of hope. But okay, it's 43. It went down. That's fine. Now, taking a look at the bull market peak indicators, still 0 from 30 hit, guys. It's still 100% hold. The best one, the Pi Cycle Top Indicator. Let me show you this. As you can see, if I zoom in, guys, pretty much almost nothing has happened. You know, it's just barely like a snail creeping upwards. So not much going on there, guys. Now, the economic calendar, we do need to look at this tomorrow. Fed Chair Powell is testifying tomorrow, and there is a couple of FOMC member speakers tomorrow. And if we look at the rest of the week, guys, Wednesday, CPI, Thursday, PPI, and Friday, basically you have retail sales, industrial production. You know, it's not too big. I would say the biggest days is Wednesday with CPI and Thursday with PPI. Now, taking a look at the crypto bubbles, guys, looks great. Only a few projects in the red here. Now, if you want to stake your coins, guys, I actually moved my today, so that's why this is up here. Now, basically, you just type in whatever coin you're looking for. It will tell you the number of days you need to stake it, which 360 is too long in my opinion. But yeah, I'm looking for 30 days or less. Flexible is even better. But be aware of the limits, guys, and don't get caught up and, you know, stuck in a position when you want to sell. Anyways, you do what you want to do. But yeah, if you like this video, like, subscribe, activate the bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one.